Good morning, you lovely, lovely people. Off into the woods again. Just replying to a comment. Well, not replying, but just doing a video about what the person was asking about. And it was asking about, is Mindanao safe where I live? Well, where I live, yes, but Mindanao is a big place. The island of Mindanao is a big place. And obviously there is places here you don't go. There are foreigners living in places where I wouldn't go here. And it's only because of what I've been told. Now, because of what you get told and because of what you know, it's two different things. Now, I wouldn't go to Shogun or Zamboanga City, but there are foreigners who live there and they say it's perfectly safe. Well, it is safe until it's not safe. It's like here where I am. It's safe until it's not safe. But I think the closer you go to where things do happen, then, I mean, things happen in a bad way, like Marawi. I mean, that's just a no-go area for people like me. I wouldn't dream of going there. Now, there's a place, Cotabato. People say it's dangerous there, but I have some subscribers who actually live in Cotabato, and they say it's okay. So I think it's just, I'm the wrong person to ask, because I don't really go to these places. I kind of head south from where I am. I don't kind of go north any further. I mean, I do go to Singdangan and Hosi Dalman, Manukan, Rojas, Katipunan. I go to them places, perfectly all right. But I wouldn't really want to venture further down. It's not because it's not safe, it's because of just my feeling, okay? And my feeling could be a million miles from what it's really like. It's just me. But like I've said to you before, people, I've never experienced danger here. But there's always a first time. There's always a first time. And there was I think I said in the video, but there was an incident not too far from where I am, and it was on an island called Aliguay Island. And they kidnapped the barangay captain, the Abu Sayyaf, took him out to sea and took him wherever they took him, demanded a ransom, and anyway, they just cut his head off anyway. I don't know if they got the ransom or not, but I know the story, and it's a true story. They cut his head off, and that's a barangay captain. That's a Filipino. Now, I think generally it doesn't happen to Filipinos, but unless you're a high-profile case, or a high-profile person, should I say, which then it gets into the news. It's a high-profile case because of who you are. But I wouldn't let anything put you off. I mean, if you can put up with the Philippines infrastructure and the way that it is here, then you've got nothing to worry about. Now, I think some people adapt easier than others because some people have different expectations than others. I come here not expecting, like I said before, I think I didn't know what to expect. But because I'm quite easygoing and I can adapt to many surroundings. South Africa, when I was in South Africa, I adapted to that kind of environment, and I went east. I was in Johannesburg, and I just kept traveling east to a place called Springs and Mpumalanga, and places where not many white men are. And I was in danger there because I almost got stabbed, but that was my own stupid fault for going to places where I shouldn't have been. But that's the only time I've really ever been in danger, was in South Africa one time. And normally South Africa would have been all right, but I was in a place I shouldn't have been. And that's what I'm trying to say. Don't go into places where you shouldn't be. the difficult part about it is finding out what places you shouldn't be in. Now, we know the obvious ones, you know, like Marawi, like some other places. I don't know where these places, well, I know where they are, but it doesn't appeal to me to go there. There's plenty of other places in the Philippines, you know, to rest my head. I don't need to go and visit somewhere else and stay in a hotel. I don't need to do that. I don't want to do that. But I think Cebu is probably, there's probably more crime that happens in Cebu or the cities to what there is here, because here, especially in my little province where I am, it's crimes are kind of far few and in between. There's like petty crimes between each other, you know, between Filipinos having a fight with each other when they've had too much to drink, or a family feud or something like that. But as far as killings and that go, it's normally the people that get killed here is normally the people who are money lending, in gangs, and also in high profile people, politicians and things like this, from rivals. It's things like that. Now, I know there's been cases of foreigners being killed here, but for every foreigner that is killed, there's a heck of a lot more Filipinos. It's just because foreigners are high profile and it's just on the news. And foreigners, to me, or to anybody, is no better or no worse than than anybody. It's just we are high profile. But there is probably a lot of killings that go on. I was in a place called Calamba, and it wasn't nothing to do with me, but there was a shooting there while I was there. But that was to do with a politician, and that was about 7 years ago. Again, nothing to do with the normal people, so to speak. It's to do with politicians. It's all to do with money, people. It's all to do with money and corruption. And because money is king here, it's king in all countries, but here, because it's a poor country, or it's poor to some, probably most. So they'll do anything to get a buck. Some people, you know, some people with a criminal mind. And that can happen anywhere. It can happen here, but it doesn't, for some reason. It just doesn't happen where I am. You know, like I said, the normal fights and arguments are between families, or people drinking, saying the wrong thing. Dipolog. There was a guy killed in Dipolog 2 years ago, I think, a Filipino, and he was killed by a lady. He was sleeping on the boulevard, and this lady came, and he was on camera, and she just stabbed him, and she killed him. But that's Filipino to Filipino, and that can happen anywhere. Look at the crimes that happen, you know, back in England. You know, they just every day. And I think now in England there's more knife crimes than ever before. And I was looking as well, people, and it was about these barbers in North London being bought out by Albanians. And the Albanians are buying these places out as a cover to run their illicit businesses. So, you know, the UK's been taken over by these people who are making England into a dangerous place. There's enough British dangerous people, let alone any other nationalities joining in on it. But I think that the difference between these Albanians and that is they are quite ruthless when they, you know, with their crimes. But yes, people, you know, like the answer to your question is a place to live in the Philippines. It's up to you. Do a bit of research. Like I said, you don't go to Marawi. You know, I don't think anybody would go to Marawi who's not a Filipino Muslim or something like that. But it's meant to be a lovely place, even after it's been bombed, because Rodrigo Duterte carpet bombed the place, dispersing the Abu Sayyaf. That's my neighbour working. Anyway, today where I am is the fiesta in Pinyan, so I'm going to upload this video, or maybe I'll upload it after I go to the fiesta. And whether it's been of some use or not, I don't know. But I think everywhere I've been in the Philippines has been safe. I've been to Manila, didn't like that. But Manila's a big place, obviously the capital. I didn't go all parts of Manila, but I didn't like it. Too many people, too much traffic. Been to Boracay. I haven't been to Palawan. Been to Bohol, Cebu, and I've settled here. But you've got to think, the more touristy places you do go to, Boracay, Cebu, Palawan, Bohol, even Dumaguete, I think, is more expensive. So you've got to think of that as well. And you'll be buying the same products. It's just you're in a touristy place, just the same as anywhere on the planet. The touristy place, it demands more money for the same items. But that's it, people, because my neighbour is making a racket over there. So I'm going to go and have a lovely weekend. Whatever you're doing, have a splendid weekend, and take care. Whatever you're doing, do it well. Thank you very much indeed for dropping by and listening. Little look at my garden. And the house upstairs, downstairs as well. Thank you.